Okay, so here's the situation. I ended up in a conversation with an older lady today, and she was talking about God looking out for her. So here's the scenario. She says that she had family up north, and they were far away, and she's been blessed that she's getting ready to move up there and be closer to her family. But she was talking about driving up there, and she almost got in an accident. So the way she said it was that she was falling asleep, but God had nudged her into the right lane, and you know God had caused the speed bumps to wake her up on the side of the road. When you're going off the road and you hit those bumps, and your car starts shaking, and she woke up, and God had woke her up with the bumps. And so I'm thinking while she's talking, and in this whole scenario, she didn't do anything. The bumps on the road didn't do anything. There were no other factors in her not being dead other than God. It was God, and she was thankful for that. And I totally understand where she's coming from. I totally understand how she's thinking. But I'm just curious, ending up in the right hand lane. She drove the car, or she maneuvered the car over to the right hand lane to begin with. So when she said God nudged her into the right hand lane, what exactly does that mean? She had a thought that maybe I should get in the right hand lane, or God sent her a message and say, hey, get in the right hand lane. I want you in the right hand lane. When she started drifting off the road, was that, God caused the bumps to shake the car to wake her up? Or maybe it was a safety mechanism that's there for instances when people start to fall asleep while they're driving, that it can wake them up. But the whole conversation, it was God, 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 God. And once again, I understand she's happy to be alive. And she's thankful to God that the situation was such that she came out of it alive. But it's like none of the actions in that whole scenario were her own. Nothing none of the life-saving factors were designed that way, or man's devices to save this woman's life. It was God drove everything. God, and the thing about it was that it was her decision to get on the road. It was her decision to get the amount of sleep that she had gotten before. That was her decision to leave at the time that she left. It was her decision to drive at the speed that she drove, and it was her decision to take the route that she took. It was her decision to be by herself or with someone else. All these factors was hers, and she seemed to be completely oblivious to her part in the entire scenario. So, what is God, and what is us, or what are you? What is an individual? How much of what happens to us is by our decisions, or the will of God, or caused by God? What's your take on that? When you hear someone say, God did this and God did that, what are the thoughts that come to your mind? As they say that God caused this and did this, so their life is basically predetermined and everything's caused by God? Or did they have something to do with it, or are they responsible for any situation that we're in? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because it's one of those things that I think about every time I'm listening to somebody talk, and we have that type of conversation. So I'm curious to know what you think. So please offer up your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts.